Spiki Canal, Sacred Shadows Episodio, EP001 Titulo, What the Vatican Has Been Hiding for 400 Years Idioma, En Narrador, ENGB Ryan Neural Duracao _estimada, 14 to 16 minutes palavras, tilde 2000 status, pronto, break time equals 800 ms / there is a place in Rome that holds more secrets than any library on earth, break time equals 800 ms / break time equals 700 ms / break time equals 800 ms / as 85 kilometers of shelving. 12 centuries of documents. Letters from kings begging for mercy. Trial transcripts of men condemned to die. And at least one document that, when it was finally found, forced the Catholic Church to rewrite its own history. Break time equals 800 ms / break time equals 700 ms / break time equals 800 ms / the Vatican Apostolic Archives. For centuries, the outside world was not allowed inside. Today, I'm going to show you what happens when those doors, even partially, crack open. Break time equals 800 ms / for most of its existence, the Vatican's archive was not secret in the dramatic sense. It was simply closed. Reserved for popes, for cardinals, for those who already knew what was inside. Break time equals 800 ms / of it was Pope Leo XIII who changed that. In 1881, he made a decision that quietly stunned the Catholic world. He opened the archive to outside scholars. Break time equals 800 ms / break time equals 700 ms / break time equals 800 ms / and not all of it. Not even close to all of it. But enough. Break time equals 800 ms / within months, historians had discovered something that no one in the church had wanted found. A document that had been sitting in a sealed bundle for over 500 years. A letter from Henry VIII to Pope Clement VII. Not the political letter everyone knows about, the one requesting an annulment from Catherine of Aragon. Break time equals 800 ms / this was a different letter. Desperate. Personal. Written in the king's own hand. Break time equals 800 ms / Henry VIII was begging. Break time equals 800 ms / break time equals 700 ms / break time equals 800 ms / and the church had kept it. Filed it. And said nothing. Break time equals 800 ms / to understand the scale of what we're dealing with, you need to abandon the idea of a library. This is not a library. Break time equals 800 ms / the Vatican Apostolic Archives span roughly 43 different rooms and cover over 12 centuries of correspondence. Researchers who gain access, and the waiting list runs years, are allowed into a single reading room. Documents must be requested in advance. They are brought out one at a time. Photography is limited. And certain sections remain completely off limits. Break time equals 800 ms / are not restricted. Off limits. Break time equals 800 ms / break time equals 700 ms / break time equals 800 ms / no one outside the Vatican knows exactly what those sealed sections contain. The Church has never published a complete catalogue. It has never had to. Break time equals 800 ms / the official explanation is preservation. Many documents are too fragile for handling. Others require ongoing classification review. These are reasonable explanations. Break time equals 800 ms / they are also the same explanations that were given in 1880. And in 1780. And in 1680. Break time equals 800 ms / break time equals 700 ms / break time equals 800 ms / at some point, preservation becomes something else. Break time equals 800 ms / in 2001, a Vatican archivist named Barbara Frail made a discovery that would make headlines across the world. Break time equals 800 ms / she was cataloguing a collection called the Chinon Parchments, a bundle of documents from the early 14th century. The bundle had been mislabeled. It had been sitting in the wrong section of the archive for decades. Possibly longer. Break time equals 800 ms / break time equals 700 ms / break time equals 800 ms / When she unrolled the central document, she read something that historians had assumed no longer existed. Break time equals 800 ms / It was a transcript of the secret hearings of the Knights Templar. The trial that ended with dozens of Templar leaders burned at the stake in Paris in 1314. One of history's most dramatic religious persecutions. Break time equals 800 ms / But this document, the Chinon Parchment, recorded something the public version of history had omitted entirely. Break time equals 800 ms / break time equals 700 ms / break time equals 800 ms / Pope Clement V had privately absolved the Templars of heresy. Break time equals 800 ms / In private hearings, Clement had found them innocent. He had the transcript sealed, the absolution recorded, and then, under political pressure from King Philip IV of France, who owed the Templars an enormous debt he had no intention of repaying, he condemned them publicly anyway. Break time equals 800 ms / The Templars were burned. The debt disappeared, and the document that proved their innocence was misfiled in the Vatican Archive, where it sat undisturbed for 700 years. Break time equals 800 ms / break time equals 700 ms / break time equals 800 ms / Frail's discovery was verified. Published. The Vatican confirmed it. Break time equals 800 ms / The Church had known, or had the means to know, and had said nothing. Break time equals 800 ms / If the Templar case is the most dramatic example of what the archive holds, the Galileo file is the most instructive. Break time equals 800 ms / In 1633, Galileo Galilei was brought before the Roman Inquisition. He was forced to recant his claim that the earth moved around the sun. He spent the rest of his life under house arrest. Speak. The trial documents, all of them, were sealed in the Vatican Archive. Break time equals 800 ms / break time equals 700 ms / break time equals 800 ms / In 1979, Pope John Paul II announced that the Galileo case deserved re-examination. In 1992, after a 13-year commission, the Church formally acknowledged that the Inquisition had been wrong. Break time equals 800 ms / 359 years. Break time equals 800 ms / The full trial transcripts were finally made available to researchers in 1998. What they revealed confirmed what historians had long suspected. The Church had known, internally, that its own scientific advisors were divided. That there were members of the hierarchy who believed Galileo was right. And that the condemnation had been driven as much by politics and pride as by theology. Break time equals 800 ms / break time equals 700 ms / break time equals 800 ms / The document proving this had been in the archive the entire time. Break time equals 800 ms / We are now in 2025. The most recent major opening of Vatican documents came in 2020, when Pope Francis released the wartime files of Pope Pius XII, documents related to the Church's conduct during the Second World War, and its complicated relationship with Nazi Germany. Break time equals 800 ms / Historians had been requesting these files for decades. What they found was both revealing and, in the view of many scholars, incomplete. Certain correspondence was absent. Certain periods had gaps. Break time equals 800 ms / The Church attributed this to wartime disorder. Records lost. Documents destroyed. Break time equals 800 ms / break time equals 700 ms / break time equals 800 ms / Perhaps, break time equals 800 ms / What we know is this: the archive still contains sections that have never been catalogued for public consumption. Entire pontificates remain only partially open. The archive of Pope John Paul I, who died 33 days into his papacy in 1978, under circumstances that have never been fully explained, remains restricted. Break time equals 800 ms / break time equals 700 ms / break time equals 800 ms / The circumstances of his death were never subject to a formal autopsy. His private papers were never made public. And his archive sits in Rome, waiting. Break time equals 800 ms / here is something the Vatican does not advertise. Break time equals 800 ms / since 2013, a quiet digitization project has been underway. Millions of pages. High-resolution scans. The goal, officially, is preservation, to protect fragile documents from physical deterioration. Break time equals 800 ms / the scans are not publicly accessible. Break time equals 800 ms / break time equals 700 ms / break time equals 800 ms / A small number of digitized documents have been released through the Vatican's own digital library. They are carefully selected. Largely uncontroversial. Beautiful to look at. Break time equals 800 ms / the bulk of the digital archive, the scans of 12 centuries of correspondence, sits on Vatican servers, accessible to Vatican staff. Break time equals 800 ms / this means, for the first time in history, the entire archive could theoretically be searched. Cross-referenced. Patterns identified. Break time equals 800 ms / break time equals 700 ms / break time equals 800 ms / what that search might reveal, we do not know. What questions it might answer, about the Templars, about Galileo, about the wartime church, about the 33-day Pope, we do not know. Break time equals 800 ms / what we do know is that the answers exist. Somewhere inside those 43 rooms. Inside 85 kilometers of shelving, break time equals 800 ms / every institution protects its past. Governments classify documents. Corporations seal internal records. This is not unique to the Church. Break time equals 800 ms / break time equals 700 ms / break time equals 800 ms / what is unique is the scale. And the duration. And the singular fact that when those documents have emerged, the Chinon Parchment, the Galileo transcripts, the Henry VIII letters, they have, without exception, changed our understanding of history. Break time equals 800 ms / break time equals 700 ms / break time equals 800 ms / which raises one question worth sitting with. Break time equals 800 ms / if what we have already found changed this much, what is still in there? Break time equals 800 ms / break time equals 700 ms / break time equals 800 ms / my name is. This is Sacred Shadows. And we are just getting started. Break time equals 800 ms / Proximo Episodio, the Knights Templar, what the Church never told you'd speak.